That's all right.
Hey, Japan Craft Beer Travelers. I'm Andrew from Taiheiyogan.
George.
Just George? What? Come on. Tell us more. Like, who are you? People don't know you.
George from TDM 1874.
The head brewer there.
Head brewer at TDM 1874.
And I'm Doreen, Joy Barber. I work at Cloudwater Brew Co in Manchester in England.
And we are here at the MBCT, the Mikkeller Beer Celebration Tokyo. And it's your first, not your first time in Japan, but your first time here because it's the first event.
Yeah, indeed.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, but can you tell us a little bit about Cloudwater?
So Cloudwater, our first brew day was the 14th of February 2015. It started out by like a small 4-person team, which has now grown to about like 20 odd of us or so. I've got my colleague pouring beer behind me, Jimmy. He is our hop gun commander. So if you want to talk to him about hops, he's your guy. And I help look after the social media and events at Cloudwater, particularly with like a kind of international focus lately, but maybe, who knows. But yeah, so that's what I do, and we are probably more well known for producing kind of hazy IPAs of the kind of New England style, but today we've got a West Coast IPA that we're pouring, and we also have another beer, our Hellas Tettnanger, which is a really nice refreshing lager, particularly considering how warm and lovely the weather is today.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You can probably see it on my face right now.
Yeah, I know, same.
So, how do you find the MBCT so far?
Oh, it's been really nice. Everybody's been really welcoming. Like the reception for our beer here in Japan has been like, it's rather unprecedented for us. Like it's been really warm and welcoming because so we had quite a long queue for our beers early in the first session. While today it's been not a huge queue, but for this session, but it's been quite steady.
Yeah.
Like my arm's been hurting because I can barely reach the taps because I'm a bit more Japanese sized myself. So.
But I heard you've been to Japan before.
Yeah, so I grew up here. My dad was in the U.S. Navy, and I grew up in Yokosuka in Japan for 3 years, and also grew up in Okinawa, Japan for 4 years. But watashi no nihongo wa jouzu janai desu.
That's pretty good.
It's not.
For saying that one phrase is not bad. Do you remember Yokosuka and Okinawa well?
Yeah, I do. I was 8 when we moved to Yokosuka, and then I was 15 when we moved out of Okinawa. Okinawa had the best ice cream, though. And it's like all like through a 15-year-old's lens. So it's like I was thinking about ice cream, I was thinking about candy.
Of course.
I was thinking about all the really important stuff. Definitely not thinking about beer. By any
Okinawa
means.
Blue Seal?
Yeah.
You can still get it in Tokyo.
Really?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Let's get Jimmy!
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 Come be on television!
Just say hi.
Hello.
But yeah, so Jimmy also used to live in Japan. So Jimmy also used to live in Nagoya for a year, and we actually did takeover at Hot Buds. Well, actually not at Hot Buds, but with the guys at Hot Buds. They put on an event for us at 7 days Craft Kitchen, and it was really fun. We see
Really
some familiar
busy.
faces knocking around.
Do you remember it though?
Do I? Yeah, well, just about. No, it was a really good event. Loads and loads of people coming down. Our beers sold out really quite quickly. It was really, for us, it was a really surprising turnout in the fact that we have no idea what sort of demand there is for Cloudwater in Japan until we got over here, and then we were like, oh, okay, so there's a bit of demand. So it was really cool to see, and the feedback we were getting was super positive. Keep on getting asked, when are you sending beer over to Japan? It's like, yeah, not so soon, sadly. But we'd like to. We would love to, but logistically, it's a nightmare. So,
How have you guys found Japanese beers?
Oh, it's really nice. Yeah.
it's good. Like, just had a Yoroko earlier. It's really, really quite good. And I'm currently having a brewberry from Devilcraft, which is really quite. This is really nice.
Craft Devil.
Craft.
Devilcraft.
This is Devilcraft?
Yeah,
Ah.
Devilcraft.
Anyway.
So yeah, it's been good so far.
And Nino is here as well.
Yes.
Okay, we'd like to try those beers also.
These
These are
are
beers that we
great,
can't
yeah.
get over. So
Right.
you know, when are they going to bring some beers over to us?
Right.
We even had some Japanese cask ale on Thursday night as well. And I was like, this is different. So you usually don't see much cask outside of the UK.
Yeah.
Which
No,
so
not at all.
seeing it in Japan was really quite cool.
Oh. So this is George.
Hello,
You missed
George.
the introduction earlier.
Yes,
I
because you
did,
were
yeah.
pouring beer.
Yeah.
So
Maybe I need to pour beer.
maybe.
Start out.
Yeah.
So I used to work at Dark Star up until 2011 when I came over to Japan. So I'm a huge fan of cask. Back in those days, we didn't make anything that was keg or
It was all cask.
cask.
I have very mixed feelings about cask, to say the very least.
Perfectly fine.
So yeah, like
Doesn't work for some beer styles. Like I don't think your West Coast is going to be great in cask. It needs that extra
it needs that
carbonation.
extra bit of carb. It needs to be colder as well. Like
Yeah.
it does need that coolness. And like you'll never get a good lager, for example, in cask.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that. But then you get porters, brown ales.
Yeah.
They're going to work so much better in cask.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean,
I agree.
and bitters are like hit and miss. I think well, I say hit and miss. I think there's a 50-50 sort of split. You could get a good bitter on keg, but if you're going traditional, it can only be cask.
Yeah.
It can only be cask, right?
Best hop question. What's the best hop in the UK?
That's UK.
That's a really good question. Bloody hell. we use a lot of Pilgrim for for bittering. Outside of that, we don't use a great deal. Brambling Cross, if you're making anything dark, I find works quite well. But yeah, I don't think you're going to see the price of Fuggles or East Kent Golding skyrocketing from demand anytime soon. Let's just say that. Yeah, I don't think there's a great deal of. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I don't think there's a great deal of.
It's okay. Keep digging.
I'm already. I'm already.
You want to throw some dirt on it?
Yeah. It's just, in my opinion, British hops are great for bittering. Outside of that, they don't really lend a great deal, in my opinion.
All right, George.
That's
George.
No, I like English hops, but
what was the most hated hop?
Fuggles.
Fuggles.
But then one of my favourite hops is Challenger, UK Challenger. I love the sound.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that one.
What was that?
I had actually a couple of single hop pails and IPAs with Challenger, and they worked really well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The kind of beers that Cloudwater are making, those English hops just aren't going to really fit in the mix.
If we're doing like anything dark, any imperial stouts or porters or anything like that, we will use like a lot of British hops because they just lend themselves really well to it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you, both of you,
Hey, no worries. Thank you
for your time.
Well, it's the first time we've been interviewed, so yeah, thank you very much.
Well, you guys are here, and we're happy to talk with you guys.
Hey, awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Oh, one last question.
Oh, God.
Whoa, not that hard. Outside of the UK,
Yeah.
where can we find your beers? Nowhere.
Not really. We
Manchester.
That's it.
every so like once in a blue moon we'll export to somewhere in Scandinavia or to France. But outside of that, France occasionally gets up here, but like outside of that, it's the UK or nothing. Or people
Big stout was like that.
Great.
bring some beers over from the UK. So yeah, currently it's UK only, like 99%.
So you guys heard it. You got to go to the UK, try out Cloudwater,
Come to Manchester.
and you guys got to go to TDM.
Yeah, why not? Why not? We're good.
All right, guys. See you guys later. Come by.
Come by.
Kanpai.